Here in a small park in the middle of Duntroon in Canberra, this chapel was built originally in 1944 in Singapore in the middle of a prisoner of war camp. Here in a small park in the middle of Duntroon in Canberra, we have the Changi Chapel. This chapel was built originally in 1944 in Changi in Singapore in the middle of a prisoner of war camp where Australian, Canadian and New Zealander and other countries' prisoners were held in absolutely terrible conditions. Many of them did not survive. Many of them went on to other places in Southeast Asia and then did not survive. After the war, this chapel was rescued by the representatives of the Australian War Memorial, and it was deconstructed and brought back to Australia. And in 1988, it was reconstructed here using all the materials that were found by those prisoners back in 1984, all the original material, and reconstructed here in this park in Duntroon. It was opened by WWII Dunlop, that famous surgeon who saved so many people's lives in prisoners of war camp during the Second World War, and it was commemorated to the 35,000 Australians who were held as prisoners of war, either in the Boer War, the First World War, Second World War, and the Korean War. And it's one of the most moving sights in the whole of Canberra, I think, that we have this small chapel, which would have brought comfort to many people in what would have been dire circumstances. And it is a lovely spot to sit and think and contemplate about those people and what they endured. So I hope you've enjoyed this clip. And of course, Canberra Guided Tours does a range of amazing tours in and around the nation's capital. We do stories about the buildings, we do stories about the wildlife, we do stories about the interesting people that have made this city and made this region. So if you've enjoyed the clips and that you are coming to Canberra one day, we'd love to see you come along on one of our trips. Come to Canberra, come out with Canberra Guided Tours, and we will share you some of the magic of our city.